Hey, this is Scott, and we're making you an altars video. This question came from our public and private groups. This particular question was from Amelia, which is it awful if you don't put your crystals to charge in the moonlight? Great question. I think that there are two levels of answers there, and if you ask a witch, you're probably going to get a different response per the witch, right? Or per the crystal person who does their thing. So the shorter answer is no, you're not awful. And I personally would ask, if you're receiving that information from someone, maybe to evaluate that teaching a little bit. I don't think that you are, but I'm just throwing that out there. I think it's good to occasionally put your crystals into the moonlight, or to put them out on power days, such as solstices and equinoxes, or what we look at in the modern neo-pagan movement as cross quarters. Candlemas and St. Michael's Day sometimes are more popularly known as, if you're Catholic. But those are times of power, right? Those are gateways when energy gets drawn in, just like when the moon is full. Great times to charge your crystals. But do you need to do it all the time, right? No. Your crystals, and I have a couple here with me, might need different things. We did a video on selenite. Here's another great piece. This one comes from my friend Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And she got this from her auntie. This is a great stone, which transmutes energies. So I like to think of it as cleaning while keeping the integrity of the energy that's there. It helps to lift it in its brightness or its purpose, right? Does this need a lot of charging? Probably not. It's not my experience with selenite that it needs a lot of charging, nor does it need a lot of cleansing, because in itself, like salt, has a cleansing property to it. Although I think that's generally true. In a few cases, maybe it's not, and maybe you do need to cleanse it. Of our other workers that I brought with us, I brought a piece from my friend Koenig. Hi, Koenig. And this is labradorite, and I got this the last time that I saw her in Northern California, just before things got interesting. And a piece of jet that I got from the Sacred Well shop in Mount Shasta. So these little workers, I use these a lot on my altar, right? I meditate with both of them a lot, and I include them in spells and rituals, and occasionally send them off to other people. Not this one, it's mine. And so these are high-functioning stones for me, right? So that means I'm working them. And if they're little helpers, right, they may get tired, right? Not literally, right? But the vibration or the energy might get worked enough that I need to sort of restore the balance to the stone. Maybe not in the same way that we're talking about chakras or any of those sorts of things, but stones, if they're not naturally cleansing, can pick up other vibrations. So when we talked about altars, we talked about choosing different altars for different things, like it carries a vibration. So if I'm using this one a lot to cleanse, absorb unhealthy energies, I probably want to have a practice at which I'm cleansing these stones with water, with fire, with smoke, with breath, with intention, with a little salt, something like that, right? And I'm thinking that I might need to do like a little various cleansing videos and those sorts of things and the ways that we can do that. I have already written material for that, but I think maybe I should do a video on it, right? So I might want to cleanse this because black absorbs, like in these, spectrum of color and light, this absorbs, right? So this is absorbing energy. I probably want to cleanse it. Would it benefit if I'm using it a lot to cleanse it? Yes. And stick it in the moonlight and let it absorb some energy? Yeah, right? It's also jet, right? And it was burned and it's petrified. I might use fire in a way to charge this one as well. Just a little side thought there. This great stone has a full spectrum of color there, right? So this has multi-purpose uses. This is really great for details with me. This is great for reading and psychic ability. More specifically, was sort of like getting into the details, like getting into the pages of a book and finding the right paragraph. I like this one for that when I'm using for readings or for getting into details, finding specifics. What if in that interface of reading, as an example, I'm using this to read with someone else and I'm collecting information with it? What happens when I take it away and it's sort of like full of information, right? I want to be able to clear it right? And I want to be able to sort of charge up or restore that energy. So I could use the moonlight for that as well. Putting a little bowl, allowing it to have a little moon bath, it's a little spa night, and then it's good to go the next day. Is that true, right? For me, it is, right? For other people, it might not be, but I find that that's true. Do I do it every single month? No. Do I regularly do little baths with my workers? Yes. And so they get the treatment because I'm going to use them again, and I don't want the energy from the previous session to be involved in the next session that I'm going to use it in. I still don't put them out every month. I don't feel that there's a need for that in my work, but I will choose certain moons or certain times to put them out. I generally trust my intuition on that, but I think a good rule of thumb is, if you weren't doing it every month, but you're using a crystal often, you might want to consider that. But in general, you're not a terrible person for not putting all your crystals out every full moon to do that. Check in, sit with them. How do they feel? What's your sensory responses? How does your body react to it? Your body and your soul are not separate things. Your body is your soul, right? You are your energy. Trust yourself. Trust what you're feeling, with this. Use one of the meditation techniques I provided, or use another technique that someone else has provided, and ask, does this need a cleanse? Do I need to stick this in the moonlight? No? Then you don't need to. Yeah? Maybe I should. When's the next full moon? Okay, let's go. Let's do that, right? Full moon's too far away. Shuffle things around, see what works, see what's the timing for you. Maybe use magical timing. Maybe look at planetary hours, if you're into magic, or looking at where the moon's at. Is it waxing or is it waning? Can I put it out now and allow it to, waxing, it's growing in energy. Can I allow it to grow in the charge towards the full moon over the next couple of days? Is it waning? The energy is going away. Can I use that time to cleanse this stone? All great questions, probably more than we can cover in a little 10-minute bite. Yeah, that's my response to that altar's question. No, you're not terrible if you don't do it. Ask yourself when you should do it, and that's probably the right time to do it. I've included a link into all that I do in the link tree in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I want to put out these little things to support you at this time. Sure, I have things that I charge for. You're welcome to jump in on those, but I hope you're enjoying these free bits because I love this, and I hope you love it too. Thanks for watching. This is Scott. Have a great day.